What's up, everybody? Bootsy Greenwood here, and today I want to talk about God. The big G word. That's right, we've dropped it. And how you can do anything, why it's proof that you can do anything, and why this should really help you to understand, embrace, and appreciate yourself, to follow whatever it is that you're inclined to do and feel better about it. That's kind of the point of this video. A lot of people don't like the G word, the word God. We just did a live stream and we're breaking down Reality Transurfing with my friend Abby. And the chapter that we just did is called The Dream of the Gods. And in this particular chapter, Vadim Zeland talks about reincarnation. He talks about the essence that we are, what is, in his words, the particle of God. And so God is such a big word and it's such a big thing to unpack. I thought I would make a quick video and try to take a quick kind of peek at what this means and what the implications are that he's trying to purvey in the book, because he is talking specifically about God, but it's not in the terms that we generally think of God in, right? Like most of us have been kind of trained from a very young age to think of God as this man on a throne who is angry at us, frankly, and you're not giving him enough of your money. And this is not what Vadim is talking about, and I think that's the reason why he waited so long to sort of drop this idea at the end of the book. Now, he says that God is and is not. And what does that mean, right? Like all this paradox. But really what the point that he's trying to make is that God, as we know, omniscient, omnipresent, right, is beyond sort of a definition, right? But it is a part of every working operation in reality. So this strange guidebook to the simulation, if you want to call it that. That's kind of what it is to me. It's very much saying the same thing that a lot of other books have said, but in different words. And it's beautiful. Like if Reality Transurfing was South Park, then I think this other book here, The Kabbalion, would be The Simpsons, right? Like they already said it, right? Like this book talks about God as the animating principle. The animating principle. So it's a part of everything that is, right? It says the all, or spirit or God, can be found in the earthworm, but the earthworm itself is not the all or God, right? It's not limited to that. It talks about how a character in a play has the essence of itself, but also whatever created it. And ultimately, with Reality Transurfing, the goal is to create, to co-create reality with God. Each and every single one of us, the book says, is a particle of God. Everything in existence is a particle of God. This board is a particle of God. The words on it are the expression of God. Beyond the board, the wall, that is, and on and on and on and on, right? Like it's all part of this inseparable world. And we are all part of that. So each and every one of us has a part to play in this grand dance that we're doing. And that is the will of God. Whatever it is that you want to do, whatever it is that you feel compelled or inspired to do, that is what you're here to do. It's just as simple as that. Your dream is the dream of the Creator. And in many facets and characteristics, it's all dreams overlapping, experiencing itself. The plant that's over here, he even talks about this in the chapter where plants have their own consciousness, and there's a book called The Secret Life of Plants that demonstrates it with lie detector tests from like the 70s even, but that the plants themselves have consciousness. We used to play this game when I was a kid, And it's so funny because I think we intuitively know this fact, right? Like I think we intuitively know that God is everything that is, this undercurrent, this essence, right? And that we are experiencing it in all its different fragments and fractals and separations. I really do. I think for me, it was kind of an intuitive idea for a very long time. When we were kids, we used to play this game called Everything's Alive, the Everything's Alive game, and it was so fun. And we would be with our babysitter, and we would just run around the house and hide behind things, and then things would come alive, okay? So we'd run into the living room and hide behind the couch, and the TV would come alive. The TV is alive. Ah! We had to run in the kitchen, and then hide behind the fridge, and the oven would come alive, so we'd have to run into the hallway, right? And so we would just run around, and we kind of just knew. We just knew that everything had this essence, this quality to it that was something beyond that which we could identify, define. It's all part of our experience. So I think what this means to you, what I'm trying to get across in this video, is that whatever it is that you see with your inner eye, that's what you're supposed to create. And it's God's will that you do that, to use will, which is also kind of synonymous with intention, to create whatever that image is. Now, keep in mind that this really only has to do with you and your creation, right? Try not to project this onto other people or bring them into whatever that vision is. If you need other people, the best way to do that is to sort of imagine faceless people around, right? Like if you have this idea of, this big sort of complex group of people or something like that, the best thing to do is to, not try to shove someone into your creation. That's the other part of this, is that you have that, but you don't have the right to rule anyone else's reality or layer of the world. We're all co-creating. We're all adding a layer to this masterpiece. We're all a piece of tapestry in the grand fabric of existence. And each one of us is here to play our part, to be that part. As God is the performer on the stage, the audience member, the writer, and the director, so are also we involved in those aspects. So we can take our awareness up into these higher states, getting closer and closer to a more objective and clear vision as we understand this idea and start to really focus on the best versions of ourselves that we see within ourselves, right? Like that's the idea of the polarization to the higher self that I talked about a couple of videos ago. Very powerful exercise, something that I have been doing daily, and it's made a huge difference. And wow, I could go on so much more about this and the process and all of that, but just trust. I want you to feel like you can trust your intuition. That's really what this is about, the rustle of the morning stars, the vision that you have within you. That is sacred. That is unique and divine, okay? I mean, it doesn't have to be these big words like, again, I know the God word itself, like it just puts people off, but I mean, it's a paradox. What are you gonna do, right? And so I've got the Kabbalion in modern language I just created. If you wanna check that out, you can on my website. It'll be out in audio in a couple of weeks. And I'm working on some other really cool projects I'm really excited about. If you could, hop in our Telegram chat. I'm doing readings and different things in there. We're sharing stuff in there. And I have a Facebook group too I'm somewhat active in. So check that out. Shoot me a message, say hi, and we'll see you guys on the next video. Be sure to check out the next live stream. It's going to be really, really good. This next chapter in the Reality Transurfing book, The Mirror World, is fascinating and super deep. So check that out. That's next Tuesday, 10 p.m. with myself and Abby. Yeah, thanks. Have a good one. Peace.